Hi. The conversation was as casual as if they were discussing the weather. My aunt shared with my mom how she knew things were improving in our city of Rio de Janeiro because that year she had only been robbed 7 times. Now there's a highlight, only 4 of those were at gunpoint, so this was really uplifting. Things were improving, and that was the moment for my mom that she decided that this was it. She did not want my brother and I being raised in a place where this was normal. She, with all the courage in the world, came home with a suitcase a few days later and asked that we pack our most favorite things because we were going on an adventure. Welcome. Arriving in New York was a stark contrast. We didn't speak English, we didn't know anyone, we didn't really have a place to live, and on top of that, we were undocumented. Navigating a strange city as a kid, was different. My mother, who in Brazil had multiple degrees and ran hospitals, was now cleaning houses 10 to 12 hours a day and working as a coat check girl at a nightclub late each evening. My brother and I helped. We rolled newspapers. That was our contribution. And one day, everything changed. We were introduced to the American concept of bulk garbage day. Now, if you're not lucky enough to be familiar with it, I will give you a story. Bulk garbage day means that your neighbor, Gloria, who lives down the street, has this beautiful dresser, but she buys a nicer dresser than the one she has, so she takes her beautiful dresser and places it on the curb. And then William down the block, who has this really cute, cozy couch, doesn't need his couch anymore because he just bought a new one, and so he takes his cute couch and places it on the curb. And then a truck comes and crushes everything. And to my brain at 9 years old, I couldn't wrap my mind around that. Coming from a country of immense poverty where so many had so little, to a country where we were literally destroying things that were perfect. And it was in that moment we found our furnishings. We solved a problem that we had, which was no money and no furniture, entirely with what we found in the curb. When friends would visit, they would comment on how eclectic our home was, which it just meant nothing matched. So I felt then a responsibility to find new homes for things. It was my way to respond to the pain and to the needs that I saw around me by solving this problem with what already existed. I dreamt of a place that everyone would be welcomed and the discarded would come, but not only the goods, but the people who are left behind. And no money would be exchanged, and they would be able to shop for things, and they would be welcomed and embraced and received with love. And it started with a rectangle. We purchased a decommissioned shipping container. And what that means is that this lived and worked at sea between 7 to 10 years, and then it was fired, right? It was considered useless, often ending up in a landfill for shipping containers. We decided to paint it lovely and inviting colors. We did some landscaping, we found a vacant lot. We came up with a few rules. Be kind, take only what you need, and pay it forward. I cleaned out my closet, I made all my friends do the same, and in that day, Free Store 15104 was born. And a lot of magical things happened along the way. Amazing folks in Pittsburgh donated clothing. We had some Pirates players clean out their closets, some Steelers joined on board, and then retailers got on board as well. You think about when the season is over, right? Summer is over, and all the pools are on clearance, and the holidays just finished. You can go to the store, and everything is 90% off. And I'm sure you go and buy Christmas gifts or holiday gifts for all your friends for next year, because it's on sale. Or maybe you don't do that. But what happens is the next time you go to the store, that whole holiday aisle or the whole summer aisle is gone. And you wonder what happened to those things. Well, if you go to the back of the store, to the dumpster, that's where they are. They're perfect. They're just no longer needed. So we designed a storage space where we have every season ready to go for next year. I have all the Easter baskets and bunnies ready for next year, pools, we have shovels for when it's coming. It was giving homes to these things that no one else saw value in. These were bouncy toys, and there were 600 extra from last season. And you don't want toys from last season, so they would have gone to a dumpster, and we were able to distribute them to our community. Free Store 15104 currently serves 1,600 folks a month. It's no questions asked, it's volunteer run, and it's community owned. But how much does this cost? That's our $26 electric bill. I don't know why I blurred the account number, because I'm hoping one of you guys want to pick up the tab. So you can see me after the talk is over, and I will give you the information. Another issue that was plaguing my community was food insecurity. 40% of food in America is wasted, while at the same time, 1 in 7 are food insecure. It's a number that you can't wrap your head around. If we have so much food going into the dumpster, why aren't we feeding people? My partner Leah and I, we dreamt of a model. We dreamt of a model that would solve that problem, not only food insecurity, but food waste. We would be like the Uber of food rescue. And instead of moving people, we would move food. We would put out calls to volunteers, and we would say, hey, how about you guys go in your own car and pick up food from Whole Foods or Trader Joe's and drive it to the shelter for us? And we did that, and people responded. And they did it again, and they did it again. And we were able to address this issue entirely volunteer run. Perfectly beautiful food that could be mislabeled. Too many were ordered. The label said the peaches were yellow, but they were really white. Those are all reasons to not sell items, placing them directly into a dumpster. 412 Food Rescue collected over 400,000 pounds of food in its first year of operation. It's 100% volunteer-powered. And with a shift in perspective, we can all find value in the devalued, in that decommissioned shipping container, in last season's wardrobes, and in that perfectly good food that's about to be wasted. But also in immigrants, just like myself, and in every single one of you. Thank you.